Yoga in the West is pretty much understood to be the asana, the physical aspect, the poses. And maybe sometimes in class there'll be attention to breath, attention to coordinating the breath with the movement, and maybe even a little meditation, sitting in silence and going into that inner world. I've practiced yoga for about 20 years in the Los Angeles area, and I've had the good fortune to study with many amazing teachers that are nationally and internationally recognized as being leaders and pioneers in the yoga movement in the West. And with that good fortune, what has happened is many of the teachers that come from the East have also come to the Los Angeles area. Back in 2007, I was practicing yoga pretty much because I was stressed out. I lived in the city, I was juggling relationship, job, work, friends, all the things that we deal with today. And my teacher shared with us that his teacher, one of his teachers from India, was actually visiting Los Angeles and was going to come to the yoga studio and conduct a meditation program. So I thought, I'm going to go. I have no idea what a guru is. I've never met one. I've just seen pictures of yogis laying on beds of nails. I really didn't know. I was very naive. I was ignorant. I just didn't know. To me, yoga was the asana. I felt great. I didn't need to know more. Well, what happened is I went and I met Paramahamsa Nithyananda. And what struck me immediately is that here was a living, enlightened master, somebody that had come from the East, had lived the truth, had lived far beyond what I knew was open and available to a human being, what the path of yoga was. And what he did was share these truths in such a beautiful way that as a Westerner I could understand, because I'd picked up yoga books and they had a lot of Sanskrit terms and a lot of things that I was stressed out. It was like, I don't have time to study. I don't have time to do this. I just didn't have the inclination. I wanted to go to my yoga class. I wanted to get in Shavasana, and then I wanted to go back out into the world. Something happened that night when I sat in the audience and listened to Paramahamsa Nithyananda speak. He was able to deliver the truths that resonated deep within my being. Something shifted in my inner space. And then he took us through a beautiful 5-part meditation, which is a dynamic meditation. It's called Nitya Dhyan. And for the first time in my life, I experienced a state which I've come to understand is now called Ananda. It's called bliss. It is a state that each of us actually resides in. We've just forgotten. We've covered it up with our day-to-day activities and dealing with life in the material world, in the outer world, which we have to do. We have to work, we have to eat, we have to drive places, we have to do all of these things. But in that beautiful space in the yoga studio, in that space that was created that night, was this profound life-altering experience that I had. I wanted to know more. Who was this young man that I saw sitting before me? What were these truths? And what was this experience I had? So for many of us that experienced that, we talked about it. And I came to learn that he actually had a Vedic temple in Los Angeles, that he had many books, that he had many discourse. Now he has hundreds of discourses on YouTube. The discourses are free. The website, he has a lot of information that's free. And currently, every night, he's broadcasting live from India. He's sharing the Bhagavad Gita. I dipped into the Bhagavad Gita. I'd actually even taken a Bhagavad Gita class, but it didn't resonate with me. It seems so long ago. It's like, how does this pertain to me? How do I work with this in the day-to-day working world of modern life? Well, what Swamiji is able to do is very clearly communicate with us in easy to understand language and with a great sense of humor. He's able to somehow bring these truths so they go in, they resonate, they're easy to understand, and I understand how I can implement them in my day-to-day modern life. These are truths that were delivered thousands of years ago in the time of the Vedic culture in India. Okay, how does that relate to me? Guess what? These are timeless truths. The Bhagavad Gita is used internationally. It's used in business schools in America. So understanding that, I'm always inquisitive, I'm always curious, tend to be skeptical. And what is so beautiful about this is that the teachings that Swamiji has brought to us and he has shared and he has had direct experience is that it guides us inward. What yoga means is the union of body, mind, and spirit. Body, mind, soul, whatever you want to call it, however you connect, divinity, cosmos, God, however you relate to that inner bright light. And what Swamiji does is he provides us with these accessible, timeless truths that indeed took him to the state of enlightenment. And now he is here to share with as many people that are deep, intense seekers, many of us that didn't even know it was possible. He brings us not only the knowledge, he gives us the knowledge to quieten the mind, and then he gives us a technique, and then through that technique you move into an experience. Once you have that experience, there is no trace of doubt what you're experiencing. When you're just dealing in the realm of the intellect, you see this with philosophy, there's a lot of questions, there can be a lot of doubts. When you have the actual experience, when you have that feeling, when you have this deep, intense connection with your inner space, you begin to forge a very sturdy foundation from which to move forward in life. And these are what the teachings of Paramahamsa Nithyananda have done for countless in the world, millions. And I've been studying with Swamiji for 5 years now. I've traveled to India and done his 21-day Inner Awakening program, which is just that. It is an inner awakening of the being. It is moving in so you can use your own inner being, your own unique light to guide yourself as you move forward. So no longer are you making decisions based on what other people want. You are making decisions that are for your highest self. And ultimately, when you're making decisions that are for your highest self, they're actually the best decisions for all of those around you. Because when you have an understanding and you have a firm ground in connecting with your inner source, with your inner state of being, with your higher self, you're able to navigate the waters of life with more clarity. And in that clarity, you can make the decisions that lead you to success. You can make these decisions that lead you into realms of things that you did not think were possible. So through Paramahamsa Nithyananda's teachings, you are shown that you are infinite beings of potential, of possibility. And Swamiji always shares that we should be moving into a realm of action. And having taken that on as a practice, taking that on as a sadhana, I can say that I'm very much in my mind. I'm very much always thinking. But when I stop and just take action, there's a beautiful shift, a beautiful transition that happens in this very simple but very profound teaching. So it's the most amazing opportunity to be able to not only have access to all these free teachings on YouTube and on the website, but to be able to travel to India and to do a 21-day program where you are with Swamiji every day. And there is something that is absolutely invaluable. It is absolutely priceless. And I've studied with a lot of different teachers. I've gone on retreats. I've done different modalities over the 20 years. And without a trace of a doubt, these experiences, these teachings, these techniques that Paramahamsa Nithyananda shares with us so graciously, with the deepest love and compassion, have opened up my inner space. And in that, I have been able to make amazing decisions, amazing changes in my life that I don't even think I knew were possible, nor did I have the courage to do. So if you are in a place where you know that there's something more to life, you know that there's something else, what is it? How do I get there? I just say, check Swamiji out on YouTube. If you connect, read his books, go to India. study under a master. This is a very rare opportunity that a very small percentage of people, even on the planet, are going to take advantage of. And I've had the good fortune of being one of those people, and I have to say, everybody should do the program Inner Awakening once in their life. It is strictly that. It is inner awakening. It is awakening you to your own being, to your own light. Each one of us comes down here to do something unique. And through the guidance of Swamiji, through the teachings, and ultimately the experience within which you become the guide in your life, this is what you experience in Inner Awakening. So it is with deepest gratitude and respect, I just have to say thank you to Swamiji. And for anybody who is sincerely and intensely seeking and knows that there is something more to life than they are currently living, I would say that you should check out Swamiji on YouTube, and the truth will come from within. The knowing will come from within. Just don't doubt it. The heart never lies. Nithyananda.